right here. What an awesome pass through the slot, onto the stick of Batherson. Kachuk inside Owenski, got it, scores! Brady Kachuk wins it in overtime for Ottawa.
Welcome to Sens Talk. My name is Brandon, and I am your host. Now, tonight, Ottawa took on the Tampa Bay Lightning, and this was a tough game for Ottawa. Look, going into tonight's game, Ottawa's dealing with some sort of very bad virus in the locker room. Tom Chabot really went into the details on this virus the other day. He said he lost 13 pounds in 24 hours, and he did not mince on the details of how he lost those 13 pounds. But, you know, I'm not going to go into it. He went into it enough, as you can see on the screen here. But here is some good news. Tom Chabot and Zaitsev did return to the lineup for Ottawa tonight. But tonight, Ottawa, they had some of the worst odds they've ever had in some time to win this game. They were plus 300 odds on the money line to win this game. One of the worst odds for Ottawa to win, in a betting sense anyways, in some time. So, I mean, the odds were definitely stacked against Ottawa. Add on to the fact, of course, the whole team was basically fatigued because they're dealing with the virus. But add on to the fact that they have Norris and Batherson already out, with Pinto also being out. So, I mean, the team is completely injury depleted and they're fatigued because of virus. So, they're also playing against the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. So, I mean, this truly was David versus Goliath. Some can argue, some Sens fans can argue that this was a prime opportunity for a Sensing where Ottawa can surprise. But I mean, as you'll see in the game recap, it looked promising early, but did not happen. Some encouraging news, though, is Ottawa is 1-2 against Tampa Bay this season, so they do have some success against Tampa Bay. That lone win came off of the back of Brady Tkachuk getting a hat-trick in that game. So, I mean, hey, there is some hope for Ottawa tonight, even though the odds are stacked against them. Now, speaking of Brady Tkachuk, Colin White will be centering the first line for Ottawa tonight. He will have Tkachuk and Sanford on his wings. Of course, Colin White scored the lone goal in Ottawa's Saturday loss to the Hamburglar against Montreal. Now, Matt Murray gets to start for Ottawa tonight. He has a .920 save percentage despite the poor win-loss record this season. In 18 starts, he only has 5 wins, but he has been unreal in his last few starts, even though he is 1-4 in those starts. Listen, when he was injured, and especially in the first half of this season, Matt Murray looked really stiff and tense in the net. Of course, injury had something to do with that, but ever since the second half of the season begun and this recent resurgence of Matt Murray, and of course, since coming back from injury, Matt Murray and the athleticism that he used to have back with Pittsburgh has returned. And that's why we're seeing Matt Murray playing so well. It's because he's not so tense in the net anymore, but he's much more loose and able to sprawl and make some massive stops. So even though he's losing games, he's not losing games because of him. He's losing games because of the team in front of him. So it's really encouraging that Matt Murray has really picked it up in the second half of the season. And there's no signs that it's going to slow down anytime soon, even though tonight probably wasn't his best game. Speaking of that game, let's get to it. To the first period we go. 1 minute in, things are looking real good real early for Ottawa. Thomas Chabot takes a shot from the point, and the best to ever do it, Tyler Ennis out in front, tips it home. His first goal in 14 games gives Ottawa the 1-0 lead. And then a few minutes later, on the second shot of the game for Ottawa, Zach Sanford rips it off the bar past Vasilevsky to give the Senators a 2-0 lead. But the Senators' lead would not last for long. Midway through the first period of play, Chabot loses Kucherov, who trails back. He receives a beautiful backhand pass from Point, and Kucherov does it all, roofs it past Murray to cut the lead to 1 for Tampa Bay. And then with 5 minutes left in the first period of play, Braden Point is left all alone on the left hash mark side to tie the game at 2 apiece. Connor Brown absolutely needs to backcheck better on that play. To the second period we go. After a massive scrum, Brady Tkachuk, Corey Perry and Chernak, they were going after our players all night. Brady Tkachuk got into like 4 or 5 scrums tonight, and on this particular scrum, Colin White was attacked by like Corey Perry or something, so Brady Tkachuk wanted to defend him. Somehow, he got the instigator, even though Perry's the one that instigated it. And guess what? Of course, the Lightning would score on this power play, and Stamkos wires it from his patented spot in the left hash mark to give the Lightning the 3-2 lead. And then with less than 5 to go, Murray makes a fantastic stop off of Maroon as he gets the puck off the boards, but Corey Perry's right there to jam it home on the rebound to give the Lightning a 2-goal lead now. It's 4-2 as Tampa has scored 4 goals in a row. The goals keep on coming for Tampa Bay in the third period of play. Ottawa, honestly, I thought they had a chance early on in the third period of play. They really came on hard and strong against Tampa Bay. A lot of great chances in the first 5 or 7 minutes in that third period of play. Didn't matter though, because with about 10 minutes left in the game, Sergachev rips a shot from the point past Matt Murray's glove, as the Bolts will take this one 5-2 over Ottawa. They lose this one. That's back-to-back losses for Ottawa now. And you know what? Listen, it's a tough loss for Ottawa, but like I said at the beginning of this video, the odds were so against them. It's not surprising, to be quite honest with you, that Ottawa lost this one. It is bittersweet, though, because they did have that great start. Those 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. But you know, at the end of the day, when you're dealing with a bug, everyone's fatigued, you have so many injuries, I mean, it's going to happen. You're going to lose, especially against a team like Tampa Bay, which, may I remind you, are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, and there's a reason they're back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Now, some game notes. Firstly, Colin White has now a point in both of his games so far this season. With roughly 30 or so games left this season, I need to see Colin White prove to the Sounders why they should not buy him out. I personally don't want to buy out Colin White. I think whenever he's healthy, and you can see it with the stats, whenever he's healthy, he does contribute for Ottawa. So let's see what he can do with an extended leash, especially with some key contributors out in Ottawa's forward core. Let's see what Colin White can do with an extended role, and much more importantly, an extended leash. I think Colin White has an ability to definitely provide some good offensive upside for Ottawa in their top 9 for years to come. I do understand his contract is definitely up there in money and in term, but you know, at the end of the day, this guy is a glue guy. The guys in the locker room love him, and if he can contribute at a 0.5 point per game pace, I think that's worth it. So I do like what I've seen so far from Colin White. Now, Matt Murray, you know, it might have not been his sharpest game tonight, but a few of the goals that he allowed, the defense definitely did not do him any favors. And you know what? I'm not about to blame Matt Murray for the loss. He's given Ottawa ample opportunities in the 2022 part of the season to win games. So just because he had a bit of a bad game, and I mean, I don't even think he had a bad game, to be honest with you. You can maybe argue a couple of goals he should have stopped, but to be honest with you, Ottawa's defense let him out to dry. The only goal that I was really suspect about was that 5th one from Sergachev. Top of the blue line, top shelf, glove side. I mean, that's one that Murray has to have. But, I mean, at that point, Ottawa's already losing the game. So, I mean, Matt Murray did everything he really could to give Ottawa a chance to win this game with some big stops. Unfortunately, though, didn't get the win. It is what it is. Let's see what he can do on Thursday against Florida as Ottawa takes on the Panthers at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. So I will see you all then. Hopefully Ottawa can repeat their last performance in Florida. That was an 8-2 victory in Sunrise. So let's see if they can do that one again. Besides that, thank you all for watching. I appreciate the support. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Sens Talk. And most importantly, turn the notification bell on so you get notified whenever we upload a new video. Besides that, thank you all for watching. Appreciate your support. Go Sens Go.